Catch me, I'll be on my mission. Catch me, candid for these lenses. Catch me, one day whipping in his Benzes. Catch me, catch me, catch me. Catch me, like we playing on. Roll one, hey, you gon' sing along, hey. Sip some, hey, you gon' get your dance on. Catch me, catch me, catch me, yeah. Drowning in ambition now.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Caleb Jesse Hendricks, also known as Craziekind, coming to you with another episode of Couch Creatives. I'm not alone. I am my co-host Tyler Breezy, and we have some special guests on the couch. I'm so happy and privileged to be introducing them, sharing their background stories. It's an honor to be sharing some creative minds on the couch for your viewership. So without further ado, let's introduce them and get straight into the conversation and, you know, spark some creativity out here. We got dancers, we have like a digital marketing influencer, and we got like other, I don't know, it's a mouthful out here. They do the things exactly, all the way from Momri, my apologies. But yeah, let's individually introduce them. These guys, welcome to the show. Chester, Logan, Stephanie, how you guys feeling? I'm so happy for you guys to be.
Thank you. Thank you. So happy to be here.
Let's delve into it. Stephanie, let's start with you ladies first, of course. Guys, gents, hope you don't mind. Tell us about yourself, you know, like your journey, your passion, your occupation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're a creative yourself. How did you get involved in the group, and what do you do in this creative unit over here?
Okay, so as you know, we're all from Marmony.
Yes.
I'll just jump into how we came together.
Yeah.
Basically, we've been childhood friends as well, so we've been together since the get-go. Like we mentioned in our behind-the-scenes part as well, that we've came apart, came back together, back together to realize that we can create and get to our vision together anyway. It's the easiest way, because these two are the creatives. I'm on the businessy side of things, but they're bringing my creativity out again. So I've worked in industry for the design company, and I've worked for Fusion Design, very heavy corporate work. So kind of zapped some of that creativity out of me, but I've learned a lot. And with that I've learned, I can help my fellow creatives obviously get their names out there and their brands out there. I do a lot. Currently, I'm the social media manager for Brazilian Pro. It's an online store. They sell everything to do with hair. I collaborate with Driftswigte as well. It's an agricultural hub. So Driftswigte focused on sustainable living, things like that. So it's bringing nature and organicness back to how things are supposed to be. So I focus more on the branding aspects. Like I said, I've been in the corporate world for a long time, for a lot. So I do the branding, graphics, and all things branding, graphics, all the digital things. But my actual title is multimedia designer. So I can do videography as well. I play around with animation every now and then. Do graphics, do visual art representations. So so I literally do a variety of things.
I love Logan's energy.
I love it too. He's amped. We just got Stephanie to share a synopsis of her background in multimedia and design. Now we're gonna head out to Logan. He's gonna tell us more about his journey. So Logan, welcome to the show. Tell us.
Let's go.
Tell us, you know.
I'm excited for this. Drum roll.
Logan, the dancer.
The Dancing Koala.
The Dancing Koala.
Yeah.
Where did that name come about?
That name came about I love performance art and just all forms of art. So that's why I just love supporting creatives. And the koala thing is just...
He's a koala.
Yeah. I used to be chubby, man. I used to like, and I've gone through different like weight changes and a lot. So
were you auditioning for a role or something? Is that the reason? Because I know that some actors would.
Nah.
They change their body
It was just like personal choices and just phases in life, you know. So I was in primary school and high school. I was very short. So and I played rugby. So then I was like, okay, I can't be short and like stocky. So I have to do something about this. And then at the end. Towards the end of grade 11, running to matric, that December holiday, that was some hectic training. But then that's when I lost a lot of weight, got to varsity, was still fine, picked up weight throughout relationships, all of that stuff, stress, you know, everything that goes with, just life, you know, like you go through it. And then I restarted my fitness journey and just my body positivity journey. In March last year, because I finally moved back home from campus once I graduated, and then I was just like, I have this time. Like, if I know that in the industry that I'm in, there are some jobs where they look for a specific body type, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for myself because I know if I want longevity in this industry, I need to condition my body for it. If I want to be a high performance artist, I need to condition my body, my mind, everything. So as much as you strengthen your body, you should also strengthen your mind, which is why I also started taking up actual reading last year as well. Like I made time to actually sit there and read. And I'm not really into fantasy, more so self-help books or so the two books that really changed the way I thought was Richard Branson's Scrooge Just Do It, which is a book that I got from his mom years back, and I finally just like read it. So I think it just came through at the right time. And then the second book that really even further just helped me prioritize things is Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, because it literally tells you like find things that you actually care about. Focus on those things. The things that you don't, or the things that don't serve you, don't focus on that. Like focus on you. Focus on the things and the people around you. What you can do. Do that to the best of your ability. Like be you. Like stop being scared. Like just be you. Be around the people you love. Be around the people that have been there for you from the beginning, from the get-go. You've gone here, you've gone there, you've been through all these things, but these are the people that have been there. Even though you were away, they were still always there. When you came home, they treated you the same. You treated them the same. So the bonds that you've built over the span of like years and years, like stay true to those bonds.
Like a koala. That's why Dancing Koala.
Sorry. Tangent. And this was just my favorite animal. You know, like they're cute.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used eucalyptus oil the other day for the first time to like steam, you know, COVID out here. Coronavirus. Yeah, not that. It was, no. Precautionary.
Okay. Just thank you.
Did he get to what he does?
Oh yes.
What do I do?
Music? Where's the dancing? You know.
Oh yeah. So you see this hoodie that I'm wearing? It says Untimitive.
Yeah.
And
how did you get involved with Untimitive?
Yo.
Is it from Chester?
Yes. I'm about to explain. So basically, when I was in grade 4, I really like started getting into dancing, and me and my friends back home, we started like this group. We had like a few names. We went from like calling ourselves the Nerds, then some acronym that doesn't really mean anything but was like DFIA, and we were like Defier. we don't know what it meant, but it meant something to us, you know.
It just sound cool. It's like,
and then eventually we ended up with the name Enigma towards the end of that group. Shout out to my homies back home. Love y'all. And this one day I actually went with Chester to go watch a ballroom competition that he competed in. And then he saw this group called Ackermans Dance Academy. He went, it was, who was the director of that? Clinton? Yes, yeah. So he was there, and then he worked his way up. He was like, you were teaching at the time, ne?
Yeah, I became one of the senior dancers in the program and in the director's company. So I was, So yeah, just a bit of background to the Ackermans Dance Academy. So basically we come from Mamre, and when I decided I wanted to start dancing, there wasn't many resources, like there's no studios. Me and my cousin Lee, we were doing ballroom in Atlantis, but that was the only dance studio that was available. And I wanted to do other forms of dancing, other disciplines and stuff. And to do that, you had to come to the city. So I found at my ballroom dance competition, I saw the Ackermans Dance Academy, and I remember saying to my mom, that's what I want to do. I was about 13 years old. I literally was like, I'm done with ballroom now. That's what I want to do.
So for those viewers who are watching and want to get an understanding what it's all about, what is Ackermans dancing?
Yeah, so Ackermans Dance Academy is a program that was initiated by Ackermans, the company.
The shop?
The shop. Like
okay.
Yeah.
It's like a different name.
No.
Okay.
So it's a dance program that was designed to provide like essentially underprivileged kids or kids from areas where dance wasn't available to them in terms of studio setting. It gave them an opportunity to be part of a dance program that kind of like fast-tracked their journey into dance. And so that's what I got into, and then Lee literally started following in my footsteps. I said he.
He. I was like, yeah.
Is another guy there?
Nah. Yeah, so literally like me stepping into the Cape Town dance scene. No one knew my name because I was always just like the fanboy. I went with Chester everywhere to all like his rehearsals after he had joined Primitive, and also then eventually Untamed and Untimitive, which was created and founded by Rudy Smith. A very dear friend of ours and also a brother, a leader. Yeah, he was supposed to be here, but he unfortunately couldn't make it, and a few of my other brothers as well. They were meant to be here, couldn't be here, but
you're in spirit.
Yeah, 100%. Shout out to the boys, and also Untimitive, love y'all. So I've been dancing with Rudy Smith and Untimitive for 8 years now. So at the end of 2013, I finally got in after auditioning like twice before. And the first 2 times it hurt, like not getting in, but I understood that, okay, I just started this, right? Like I just started like in the Cape Town industry, like it's no longer just in your hometown, it's moved here. So now you're gaining knowledge about what dance actually is, how many layers there actually, okay, not how many layers, because there's an infinite amount of layers to art and just being a creative. But just learning different styles and learning that there's different ways to train and actually learning choreography and just going through that process of knowing that, okay, I need to go to workshops. Even if I struggle, it's gonna make me better. And that's what he always kept on telling me, like, okay, you didn't get in, what are you gonna do about it? Like what are you gonna do? Do you want to do this? Do you like, if you really want it, you're going to work for it. And I did, and went to my first Cape Town Dance Boot Camp, which is
shout out to Lisa for your P.
Which is another platform that was created to give access of workshops from higher professionals within the Cape Town industry, and also sometimes there were teachers from either Joburg or wherever in South Africa who have reached a certain level in their careers, and they can teach, they can impart their knowledge and their experience that they've picked up on their journey on the younger, the younger kids and the younger dancers and the younger creatives who are stepping into this game. Next gen. And so third time auditioning, got in, just went, and
you dominated.
Killed it.
It was tough.
Hard work pays its dues.
I got in, and then got in. Then I had to stop for a while because of school. Had to re-audition.
Can I just interject?
Yes.
So what's exceptional about this young man here is that he committed to his journey in the development of dance and his craft and his artistry while he decided to go study. So whereas my journey was different, I immersed myself fully in the creative industry straight after high school. Logan went to Stellenbosch University and he did a double major while dancing professionally.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's exceptional. And he got his degree, so amen.
Look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that.
Shout out, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
It must probably be super hard.
Yo.
I mean, balancing the two exams.
It really was.
A couple of breakdowns later.
Yeah. A lot of learning.
But you remained resilient. You overcame. You persevered.
Yeah, because I had a very good support structure. You know, like my parents allowed me to just.
Your sister.
I was getting to you. You right there. I was getting to you. Hiya, Auntie Lee. Anyway, yeah, my parents, you know, they even though at times reluctant and just like making me aware of
Were they concerned?
Yeah, they were concerned about obviously me making and me wanting to just make this my career, you know.
Because I mean, like in certain households like that, individuals wouldn't understand the creative attributes of being in that industry. They think like you either work in the office and that will give you the money that to sustain yourself going forward.
Yeah.
That's for the small town mentality.
Well, since we're going to Chester, thank you, Logan, for like sharing your story over there. I really appreciate it. We will talk more about it, but I just want to give Chester the opportunity to speak. Give his turn to talk about his background. So Chester, without further ado, tell us, who are you, Chester? What do you do?
So I'm going to try and pick up from a bit of Logan's story. So I started my journey towards professional dance when I got through the Ackermans Dance Academy. So that was around 2008, 2009 where I started that journey. And then I saw this incredible, so obviously being in South Africa, we didn't have a lot of South African dance artists that we could see that was like on the level of like Step Up, and we all had all these international movies, so it looked like dance was a thing that happened overseas, you know. And my big awakening and where my passion for dance was woken up was when I watched So You Think You Can Dance for the first time, and I was like, that's what I want to do with my life. I was in a very dark place in my life. I was like, do I even want to be here? And I watched that show and I was like, that's what I want to be. It literally felt like watching magic to me, and I was like, how do I get to do that? And started ballroom dancing, and my journey just started like unfolding beautifully. Got through the Ackermans Dance Academy, got into Africa Blaze, which is a youth dance company based in the southern suburbs. And at the time, I was still traveling all the way from Maamri, coming to train in the southern suburbs. It was a time. It was a time. And then thank you to the Lord above. I moved back to my mom in the northern suburbs in 2011, because I moved schools again and I came to high school in the northern suburbs. And the previous year I'd seen Untamed Dance Crew. I'd seen a video of their nationals performance, and it looked like what you would see on America's Best Dance Crew or So You Think You Can Dance. And I was like, that happened here. Like, you're telling me these people are here. I was like, mommy, that's that thing that I wanna be those people. I wanna be those people. And now, as they will know, like at that time I was still a very introverted, like kind of like shy child, unless I knew you, unless you were my people. So my mom would see the very excitable, like I want to do that, but out in the world I was still like, I can't talk to people, like people are scary. But my mom really did a good job of going like, you have to learn to go after what you want. I'm not going to keep doing that for you. So when I wanted to be in Ackermans Dance Academy, she said, you have to call the Ackermans head office and find out about that. If you want to be in this team, you have to phone the choreographer and find out how to go about that. So I reached out to Rudy Smith on Facebook, who at the time I venerated like a god. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you are real. And I reached out to him, which felt very daunting. And, I overcame that kind of like fear of like, what's he going to say? Like, And he was so, so kind, so human, so amazing. And he told me about the auditions. I ended up getting into the team in 2011. And that's what Logan spoke about. The team was named Primitive. And so, my dream was to be in Untamed, which is the crew that I saw at Nationals, who dominated and who went. They went on to compete at the World Championships in Las Vegas. It's a competition the competition locally is called Dance Las Vegas, and then Dance Las Vegas is the qualifying competition that allows you to go represent South Africa in Las Vegas at World Championships. So it's basically like the Olympics of hip-hop dance. So there I went from ballroom dancer to studio dancer doing contemporary and African, and I was like, I want to be a hip-hop dancer now. You know what I mean? I was like, keep growing, keep developing, keep, diversifying. That kind of became my artistic identity, diversification. Like, I'm pretty diverse. So I became one of the founding members of the company that Logan's still a part of, called Untimitive. So before there was an Untimitive, there were two crews named Untamed and Primitive. And we amalgamated the two names, and that's how the company name came about. So like I said, Logan literally essentially followed my footsteps. After I'd been in the Ackermans Dance Academy and became one of the assistant trainers, Logan then got into the program, and then once I had gotten into Untimitive, Logan then followed my footsteps coming into Untimitive, and so it's been this beautiful journey that we kind of like have shared.
You guys the founders of Untimitive?
No. Rudy Smith.
Rudy Smith is the founder of Untimitive. I'm one of the founding members. Like I was there at the inception. Like I was part of the building the company from the ground up. So I was with the company for 5 years.
Because you mentioned Untamed Dance Crew.
Yeah, Untamed was the original crew, the very first crew.
And then evolved.
Then there was a varsity team, Primitive, which is myself and the Primitive girls.
Yeah.
And
so
then
one guy and the rest was like females.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we read as a female crew because I'm pretty fabulous. So I was one of the girls. So people always talked about us being an all-girl crew. So it was really fun because we were this all-girl crew that dominated. Like we only won every major competition in South Africa. We won.
So why did you guys split apart if you guys won so many titles?
Say again?
Why did you guys disband it and started joined a new?
Just evolution. I mean, we all kind of we were dancing throughout school. We were all still in school at the time, and so a lot of people were dancing as a hobby. I was one of the few people who was dancing with the desire to pursue it as a career. And so I think after matric was the last time I competed with Primitive. We went to Worlds for the second time. And after that, the focus was kind of on developing the company itself, which was the amalgamation of the two crews. So once I'd completed my journey with Untimitive, I got to a point where I, as an artist, also felt like it was time now to grow into my individual artistry and step out on my own, which was at the end of 2015, after we'd completed a film called Honey 3. So Rudy Smith was one of the choreographers of Honey 3.
And in Cape Town.
Yeah, they were shot in Cape Town.
So you were one of the extras, or were you?
I was one of the core dancers. I was part of.
Okay. Oh, shy to ask.
We don't have any questions. We're just talking about gonna watch it.
Oh, because he's in it. Okay.
So that was also my kind of where my career started really blossoming, kind of taking off. Because prior to that, I was focusing on the development of the company. I was teaching. I was assistant to Rudy Smith in terms of the choreography and management of the company. Because Rudy became one of the most successful commercial and still is one of the household names in choreography in South Africa, and the first choreographer to be invited to teach all over the world. So Rudy flies all over the world to teach at conventions, and so when that started happening, I was kind of holding down the fort here. And then Honey 3 happened, and it was when I started feeling like, oh, I'm now actually a professional commercial artist. I never imagined that I would do my first movie in South Africa. It was also a point where I think that movie was a real turning point in the dance industry in South Africa, because it gave us a taste of it is possible right here. You don't need to go to Hollywood. You don't need to go to Hollywood. And too many people still believe that. And because most people, again, talking on a point that Logan mentioned earlier, we come from a country where a lot of people still don't believe that you can make a career in the arts. Our parents come from a generation that still thinks art is a hobby. Any creative pursuit is just a hobby. When you're going to get what's your real job? What's your 9 to 5? I'm going to try to get through the next but quicker so we can get back to Stephanie. So Honey 3 kind of fast-tracked my career. It was a launching pad for things to really start happening. And I had a 5-year plan from 20 to 25 that kind of manifested within 1 year. From the age of 20 to the age of 22, I basically completed everything that I had on my 5-year plan, from doing my first movies, doing my first global commercial, doing my first world tour. In the middle of 2016, I was picked up from Cape Town and put on a world stage to do my first world tour, and I moved to London and traveled the world, shot a major Nike campaign in Mexico.
Lived down at Rockwood Palace. Just
yeah, so Logan's just going, tell them with who. So the person who was at the top of my list of artists who I wanted to work with, who I was introduced to by Rudy Smith. We were sitting in his apartment one night and he said, babe, you must see this artist, she's incredible, I'm gonna watch her live in Amsterdam. And I was like, okay. Showed me this video, and she does this performance and she picks up this mic. She's an incredible dancer. She does this move called a dip, and she picks up the mic in this position, which is like a contorted position. She picks the mic up upside down and just continues singing a song. Like, and it's a moment that makes you go like
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Chester, would you say that is your highlight of your career so far?
I think so. Like, I mean, it's definitely one of my highlights. Honey's a highlight, but my time with Twigs was really like it's.
Twigs is from that guy from Ellen DeGeneres show.
No. FKA Twigs.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. When was she here in Cape Town? I didn't know that.
So I did Honey 3 and then.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, celebs out here. What the heck?
So I did Honey 3, and then, like I said, Honey 3 was like a catalyst. It like literally sparked this flame that kind of burnt for 2 years. It was wild. The very next job that I did was a commercial for Radox, which was Twigs came down to be the creative director for the commercial. The director and her were good friends, and he asked her to come like movement and creative director commercial. And I was like, what is happening in life? Like, I just worked with one of my childhood idols, which is Cassie, and then to have this opportunity to, because at the time I was just going to go cast for it. And when I heard that FKA Twigs was going to be working on the job, I was like, I have to book this. Like FKA Twigs is going to be in Cape Town. Are you kidding me? I have to book this. And little did I know that job would lead to the literal transformation of my career that, you know, like took me to see the world.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's a little bit about my background.
How's the perspective, like, you know, just having seen the world and then coming back to your hometown and how you experience, you know, like home, you know, how, is there a perspective change? Do you see things differently?
100%. Like, London was a paradigm shift for me, because I was grappling with the fact that, like, I had no formal training. No one kind of equipped me and groomed me to be in my industry. I like threw myself in the deep end and hustled my way. Like, I learned on every job. Like, I was like a sponge. Like, I learned. I come from an academic family. We were all groomed to be academics. Yes. We're all supposed to be like architects and doctors, and we all kind of went, no. Still. Also, but you know, so the way we apply ourselves is very, very much like students. You know, we constantly learning. And when I went to London, I was like, what is the mechanics of me being here? You know what I mean? Like, I've been sold this narrative that I have to go, there's only one path to getting here, but I'm here, you know? And I didn't go the conventional path. I didn't follow the rules. I actually broke all the rules, and I'm still here. So, you know what, like I had to really like kind of grapple with that. And that developed in me a passion to really, like, I was like, this is great, but I'm here alone. And Steffi said something beautifully earlier about, you know, like working together and how much more you can achieve. And one of my favorite quotes are, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. You know? And I was like, I was there, but I was so far from everything that made me who I am that, like, it was actually, there was a level of trauma that I was experiencing, because, like, as incredible as my experience was, I was losing myself more and more the more I was there. And I was like, wait a minute, I had the talent, and I developed the talent at home in South Africa to be on world stages and to be traveling the world. Something's missing here. You know, like, young artists can't be aspiring to get to Hollywood or get to London when
We have all
and the economy isn't set up for that to be viable for us. You know what I mean? You have to work yourself to the bone to save up enough money to maybe go for 3 months, to maybe get a chance. That's not going to work.
Make your chance established here in the motherland.
Yeah, I'm saying develop here. Like develop the infrastructure here.
So that others can follow in your footsteps, set in the pathway for other opportunities.
Become a magnet for the world to come here and bring their resources here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's I think the mandate of where I'm at now as an artist.
But the guy in the middle needs to mention something about his poetry.
I was going
Okay, published poet. He's online. I'm just saying, putting it out there.
I was going to speak about that.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And your highlights as well.
Yeah. So, alright. Let me just start with this. I have 3 Instagram pages at the moment. So it's my main account, it's my poetry account, and then a streetwear account. So the streetwear hasn't been launched yet, but that's something I'm working on, and she designed the logo, my homegirl out here, you know, at all times. A highlight or 3 highlights for me with Untimitive have been: 1, finally getting my SA colors in dance, competing overseas in Croatia and winning both sections that we entered.
Wow.
World champs.
World champs. Wow. While being
in the building.
yeah.
You know? 2 world champs out here.
Yeah, so that
I do have my SA colors. I'm not world champion. I'm a life champion.
yes. We are life champions, guys. We all are. Like, we go through so much, like, every day. So we are. Treat yourself as a champion.
Give that title to yourself, you know. Know yourself. Before I hand it over to Stephanie to speak about her backgrounds and highlights as well, I'm gonna let my niece Lee come on to just ask that question on my behalf, giving her opportunity. As Craziekind, I am, I give people opportunities. So here we go. You ready for this?